On this episode of Dice and Dudes, Foley is assigned a new team.
Please describe what Griggs looks like and what he's wearing, please. Matthew, please describe to us what Phil's looks like and what he's wearing.
The agents visit the exotic Southwest.
Kuwakashi County. I'm good at this stuff. So, Fort Woo Chu Cha.
After a victim loses their mind,
The odd part being the brain seemingly was sucked out.
I spit out my coffee.
the operation starts now.
All these rich men go to devil worship. He said they sacrifice kids and whatnot. Women and children all got murdered there. And something about some place called Carcosa and the Yellow King.
Alrighty, so it has been 6 months since our last operation, where you guys were in Mississippi and you guys ran into that whole cult around the Mighty Mother and Russian people. And since then, Griggs has been having nightmares. So I wrote this, and I'll read this real quick. It's a typical night, you know. You and what was your missus's name?
Mary May.
Mary May.
I should open up my.
I have it written here somewhere. I have current lines. Hold on. Yep, Mary May.
Mary May.
I have it in my notes. Mary May. So yeah, you guys bed down for the night. And you drift off. And suddenly, you're at a barn dance, like the ones your grandmother always told you about. Lantern lights are strung along the rafters. Candles on every table. The light orange glow fills the space, and an old country ballad kind of echoes through. You realize you're dancing with a beautiful woman. You're both close. Dark black hair falls in curls, green eyes staring into yours, red lipstick, a mole on the right side of her face. Her name is on the tip of your tongue as the two of you sway. For a moment, you're happy. You're in love, and life is beautiful. Then your surroundings come into focus, the crying, the moaning. You look around, you see men on the floor, washed in blood, their insides hanging out. She keeps swaying you back and forth. You're feeling the blood soaking into your shoes. The shoes ain't yours. The uniform isn't either. It was your grandfather's, the World War II officer uniform. That you recognize it from a picture your grandmother had hanging in the hallway. The crying draws your eyes to the bandstand, where a great black goat sits on a black iron throne. A massive female body with a large goat head atop it. Women are gathered around the bandstand, holding out young children and babies to the great goat. The goat raises a hand to a baby being held out to it, crying, filling your head. You want to look away, but you can't. You watch as the baby wilts from a plump, bright being to a thin, dry, empty thing. The crying stops. The woman's hand touches your chin, making you look back at her. Her name is screaming in your head. You look into her eyes. They're completely black. She's smiling up at you. You'll know her glory. That's when you snap awake. What does Griggs do coming out of that horrid nightmare?
I think he's probably gonna. What does he keep for a self-defense weapon? He doesn't do guns, really.
I see him having maybe a big old, like a bat.
Like a bat, yeah, nice aluminum.
Louisville Slugger, you know?
Yeah. I feel like he grabs for that first.
You think he just like grabs it, stays in the room? Do you think he checks the apartment out, goes through, makes sure everything's locked and closed?
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, you do a once through the apartment. You check the sliding glass door. You look at the blinds. Down into the small little lot in the apartment complex you live in. You check the front door again. And something that you don't think about a lot, but has been on Mary May's mind a lot, is that 2 different locks have been added in the last few months. So now you got like one of those ones you put down to the floor to catch, and then like the lock on the actual door. So it's like you put it on the frame as well. Not just a simple chain. So as you're double checking the locks, Mary May comes out. Mary May is a short, voluptuous woman with dark hair. She's covered in tattoos and has a piercing in her lip. She kind of has her arms crossed. She's in one of your T-shirts that kind of falls to her knees, and she clearly looks concerned. Are you okay?
It's nothing. Just had a bad dream is all.
She eyes you. This is not the first time you've, patrolled the apartment in the middle of the night. You need to talk to me. What's going on? You keep talking in your sleep.
Talking about what?
Don't do this. Come on. You keep talking about her, saying no. You woke up crying a couple nights ago.
Call it a bad relationship.
Well, I'm going back to bed. I think you can keep us safe on the couch, okay? And she kind of turns and goes back into the room. What do you think Griggs does? Do you think he just tries to go back to sleep? Do you think he tries to go back to the bedroom? Does he go for that bottle of whiskey he keeps in the cabinet?
Yeah, I think he'll probably put on the TV. Every now and then, he'll get up, peek through the blinds at the dark apartment complex outside.
Give me an alertness roll.
That's never good.
That is a 72 under 73.
All right. So something that Griggs has been aware of for the last couple months, and he actually knew about before the last mission, is that you're being followed. You're not sure by who. You would assume it's people from the program after you let that kid go, and because you kind of know you're on the shit list. So you see the 2 guys. It's a rotation of 6 guys, and Griggs is pretty, especially since joining the program. Griggs is on top of his shit, so he knows exactly what the guys look like. So there's 3 white guys, 2 Hispanics, and an Asian dude. Tonight you got the heavy-set white guy with the crew cut and the Hispanic dude with the mustache sitting in a car. Every once in a while you'll get up and see one going to the gas station, coming back with coffee or donuts or something. And they've been following you the last couple of months. Your night passes. You don't really get too much sleep. You doze off a couple times and you pop back up. There's a baseball game going. It's a rerun, but it's something comforting. It's easy, not something you have to keep track of. You hit in the work. What do you think his after a night like that? What's his morning routine like? What do you think he does? Do you think he tries to talk to Mary May before he leaves? What's he doing for breakfast? Is he just leaving, getting in his truck and getting out of there?
Yeah, I think after last night, you'd probably skip the morning routine and try to sneak out without talking.
Okay. Yeah. So you hit in, you get yourself some, good old fashioned gas station coffee, and you're sitting in your office, and you're just trying to get your head straight. You keep seeing that this awful thing on a throne. Morning mail comes by, and you pick through your stuff, and you notice a letter that says down low, kind of like handwritten. And you kind of see the mail guy do a double take when he pulls it out. Clearly he doesn't remember putting it in there, and you're quick enough to snatch it from him. And so you wait till he leaves, you open it, and it just says, "Holy shit." I don't know if you remember, you sent him a VHS tape of what was probably an alien spacecraft being shot down. And it says meet question mark, and then you have a long string, which is clearly basically just a server you can send a message to. It's like a yes or no. Yeah. What do you think Griggs does?
I think Griggs would go to the server address and he would send a message that says, "Not quite yet. Been busy with friends."
So the window stays open, and you kind of go back to your work every once in a while checking it, and you go back, and it's just, Roger, keep your eyes to the sky. And then next time you try to refresh it, the page is gone. So you have an uncomfortable couple days. Towards the end of that second day after the nightmare, Mary May wants you back in bed with her. She's still not stoked. You don't want to talk. And you definitely feel that in just the day-to-day actions where it goes from like happier home, kisses, that kind of thing, to hey, I'm going out with my friends, and she leaves, kind of stuff like that. About a week later, you're at work, and you receive an email from your old Uncle Henry. He says, "Thinking of you, bud." And it's a picture of a large, blonde, mustachioed man holding up a fish. Which it is an actual picture of your uncle, but you know that he died in a drinking and driving accident like in '85. So you don't think he has email. So you know that means to check your dead drop. What is your dead drop again?
So it is a wooded area on the outskirts of Arlington National Cemetery.
Okay. So you do your typical routine. You park at a gas station. You walk in. You get a pack of jerky, a 6-pack. You greet the guy. You put it in the truck. You start filling the truck, and it's gonna take a minute because it's a big vehicle. And despite not being in the field as much, Griggs is a fit man. He kind of walks over to where the dumpster is, like he's throwing trash away, and hops the fence real quick and kind of sneaks back through the trees, sticks his hand in the grove where he always does it, and he pulls out an envelope wrapped in a trash bag. You get back to your truck, you open it. You see there is a plane ticket for Sierra Vista, Arizona. Cash, and just a quick note that says, "Be on site in the next few days."
Okie dokie.
Alrighty. We're going to go to Matthew. Hold on, give me a second. Dope. Okay. We're gonna cut to Matthew. It's been about 6 months since you were in Mississippi. You won't fully on grabbed like Griggs was, but Fields was touched. The thing that keeps happening to Fields is that Fields spends a lot of nights programming, keeping those skills sharp. And the problem is like some nights you swear there's something moving around in your apartment behind you. And on that third monitor, the one you don't use as much, usually it's just like you have a video going with some music or something, you'll see a flicker of a lady's face with black eyes. How do you think this has affected his day-to-day routines?
I think if that's the case, he's gonna try and stay awake for long stretches of time. I think he's gonna have insomnia, drinking a lot of energy drinks, kind of staying up. I don't know. I would imagine he's more, something like this happens, he wants to investigate. So, he's got his whole system set up where, if he's seeing that on the third screen, and he thinks almost like in movies or any conspiracy theory that he's thought of. So he's he went out, got a VR set, maybe he could get into the TV, or trying to create 3D digital worlds that he could go into the TV and see what happens, that kind of thing.
Okay. Yeah, man. You give me a computer science roll.
54. That's a success.
All right. So yeah, you do a full-on diagnostic through the whole system because you get the VR set and you have a few nights where you just wait for it to happen. It doesn't, and then you do a field diagnostic of your computer. You break out the old bug detector and you're wanding your walls. You go into your computer. You pull your computer apart a couple times. You pick through the parts, make sure there's nothing on there you're not aware of, and then you spend some time looking into the Mighty Mother. It's weird. You don't find a lot of it in English. You do find some stuff in Cyrillic on some weird forums in Russia. And a lot of it's just like, oh yeah, my grandmother used to talk about that, blah blah blah. It's like an old offshoot of Christianity, a cult, blah blah blah. Nothing comforting, because there are actual things that go, bump in the dark kind of thing. So you have your normal day. You are an intelligence analyst at the FBI. You don't really fit into your office, do you?
No, and especially now, I feel like his desk is getting progressively worse. Like, not even just like messy stuff. Like the legs are degrading, and it's like the desk is wobbly, and like he won't even like tell anyone about it to fix it.
Yeah, and it's always been a problem since you joined there, because like to join the FBI, that's a lot of people's like that's been their dream since they were a kid. They make sure they were never late for a class. They never got pulled over. They got nothing but straight fucking A's. And you don't fit that at all. All these people are young and fit and healthy. They wear suits to the thing, and you're showing up in like, I want to believe T-shirt with like mustard stains on it.
Right.
But the thing is, you are computer-wise, you are twice what any of them are. But we know that you're from previous missions, previous games. We know that your boss, director Middleman, is not a fan of yours, and has been actively trying to get you out of it. And he doesn't understand why every time he sends complaints that would normally get people fired up the chain, he just gets back under review, which is weird after the 5th time, where it's like under review. So you get pulled into Middleman's office. Middleman is a Caucasian male with short hair. He's wearing a nice suit. He has a slight paunch. You see some pictures on the wall, former presidents, high-ranking officials, that kind of thing. There's a picture of him in like a desert camo, clearly when he was overseas at some point. And he goes, "Have a seat." And he's kind of looking out over Washington at his nice window. What do you think? What do you think Fields is wearing right now?
It's probably like a T-shirt of like the Flash. Say he bought at Target for like $5.
Nice.
And then he just has like a blazer on that. It's the one he wears every day, so it's not even clean or anything like that. Probably he definitely has office slippers too. So.
Hell yeah. All right. Yeah. So you plomp down, and he goes, "Mr. Fields, you do understand this is a professional environment, correct?"
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
In a professional environment, you think you would dress a certain way, correct?
Sure.
Keep a certain cleanliness about your cubicle, correct?
I guess I would.
You guess. And when he says that, he turns and he kind of looks at you, and he has this pencil-thin, graying mustache. Fields, you do not fit in here. I do not understand if you have a cousin who's a senator or what, and why you're still in my office. But frankly, you're a disgrace. You make us look bad. I'm gonna give you a couple days worth of leave, and I want you to rethink how you should conduct yourself as a representative of the FBI. Okay?
Yeah, sure. I feel like he definitely has like a connection into the office anyway, so it's like leave. That's perfect.
He's not stoked that you're so casual about it, I'll say. But yeah, he's like 2 weeks. And when you come back, we're gonna do a review, and I'm gonna give you a few days to see how you if you improve at all. Okay?
Yeah. Sure. I mean, do what you gotta do, Mr. Middleman. Please.
And you kind of go out, you collect your stuff. You do notice that the entire time you're like gathering up your stuff to leave, this middleman is standing in the doorway of his office, staring at you. Because he's usually if he pulls people into his office, they're terrified, and you're just like, all right, okay, dude.
Yeah. I also, right before I leave, I tap on my computer and send his computer like a GIF that won't go away. It just constantly goes, and it's the Jurassic Park no GIF the entire time.
Okay, I like that. That's fun. You get back to your apartment. We described it last time. Your apartment's rather bare, correct? It's like kind of empty space.
Blinds are always shut.
But your computer setup's about the only thing you really spend money on. This is like high end shit. This is, movie studios don't have this, that kind of thing. And you get an email, and it says an email that says, "Too bad about the meeting with Mr. Middleman. You know what to do." And literally, seconds after you're done reading it, the computer flashes for a second, and the email's gone. And you're like, "Oh, that's a good trick." And you check your dead drop. What is your? Do you remember what your dead drop is?
Yeah, it's a dead AIM chat.
Okay.
So talking to a bot, I think it was.
So you sign in, you say hello, and the bot says hello, and sends you coordinates for a town, Sierra Vista, Arizona. Says you have a flight in your name, and then it just says check your mailbox. You go down, you check your mailbox, and sure enough, there's a little bit of cash on hand.
Okay.
Alrighty. Taylor Edwards.
Yes, sir.
Alright. So Foley has never actually worked with this cell before.
Right.
You've been with the program for probably 3 years now. You've been on 4 missions for him. Your last one was rather disastrous. You were basically the only one who walked away unscathed. And you know for a fact, just by checking the newspaper, that your handler killed herself shortly after, which was upsetting because you did like Agent Cutout a lot. She was solid, knew what the fuck she was doing. Where are we at, and what is Foley's day-to-day look like?
Big guy, very handy kind of guy. He has his own handyman service. So he really doesn't have to work when he doesn't want to work. Being with the program for this long, they make sure he doesn't really want for anything.
Mm-hmm.
If the random case calls for him to be called out to do any kind of assignment, he lives kind of a modest life. He has a couple dozen acres down in Alabama. Just hangs out most of the time, having a couple drinks, smoking his weed that he grows. That's most of his day to day. He tries to forget about most of the jobs he does, especially the last one with what happened.
It's a typical morning. You have some. Oh no, a cat attacked Kale. That's the mythos coming for him. A typical day, you wake up probably about 9:30. You have a pot of coffee going. You step outside. You have that first cigarette of the day. Kind of looking out over your land.
The best cigarette.
And you kind of see a letter tucked under a brick. You pick it up. And it's your old fling Cindy. Back from your high school days, and she goes, still thinking about you. You know that Cindy died of a drug overdose about 8 years back. So she's probably not writing you letters. You know that means to check your dead drop. What do you think your dead drop is?
There's I'm pretty sure when we last discussed, there's a place I go to grab when I need some better, harder drugs in town. There's an abandoned house next to that house, and there's a mailbox on it that when it's tipped over in a certain way,
Yeah.
I know there's something in there for me.
Yeah, so you cruise into town, because you know with this letter, you know what it is. You're already like, you had a job lined up for later that week, and you're already calling like, "Hey, I'm having a family emergency. I'll handle it when I get back." You're very apologetic. And you show up in a mailbox, like we said, and you kind of go up on the porch, you kind of look around, you pull out an envelope wrapped in a trash bag, you get back to your truck, you open it. Inside says new handler. Be on the ground, Sierra Vista, Arizona, the next day or two, and there's cash. That's all you have.
I take since I just got some fresh cash, I go over to the house and I grab some stuff for the drive.
There you go.
And then
Get
it's
some
gonna be a long
uppers.
drive from Alabama to Arizona, and I gotta be there in 48 hours. So fuck. All right, yeah, and then I'm on my way.
Alrighty. We're gonna cut back to Griggs before we leave because everyone else here doesn't have any live-in partners. So you're packing, and you're packing just as Mary May comes home. She manages a chain restaurant. She's good at her job. She likes it. She kind of shows up, and she has the apron on, and all the little flair on her uniform, and she sees you with a bunch of bag. She sees you with a bag packing. Harry, what's going on?
Last minute firefighting competition in Arizona.
Oh, that's last minute competition, huh?
Just
Yep,
like fire.
FEMA wants to send a team.
Okay. You can give me a persuasion roll or a humit if you want to read her reaction.
That is a fail on
Fail.
persuasion.
Fail.
Which tracks? That makes sense.
That
Yeah.
makes sense if she is husband and wife.
She does not believe you. So she kind of like puts her bag down. She kind of goes to the fridge, grabs a glass she keeps in the freezer, and the vodka she keeps there too. And she just goes, I really do love you, Harry.
This is
Enjoy your competition. And she kind of goes off into the bedroom, and you hear the door slam.
hitting close to home.
Do you want to leave? You want to try to talk to her some more?
I think Griggs will leave, and as he is sitting in the airport, he will text her.
What is he texting her?
I'm trying to think how to word this.
This sounds so realistic. I love it because of all of the confusion and the fucking. I don't know. That's the problem here. I'm sorry, is where it starts. I'm assuming.
This has to sound good. I'm not saying there's a right answer. I don't have right answers on this end.
Well, I'm trying to think of how to word this in a place that doesn't get me, shot twice in the back of the head.
We did discuss her having borderline personality disorder, so that's possible.
No,
Oh,
not
that's
her.
beautiful.
She's not what I'm worried
Beautiful.
about.
Oh, I got you.
He will say, I know it's tough, but my department does stuff that I can't always talk about.
Oh, okay.
It is work related, though. You have to trust me.
All right. This is how we'll do it. I'm gonna give you a slightly better chance. High or low, Kale, which means if it's above 50, is high. Below 50 is low.
All right, I will say hi.
Boom, 86. It works. But I will say, I'll say your current relationship with her was a score of 6. It should be on your sheet, Mary May. I don't know if I sent you the new one I added. But yeah, so mark that down to 5. That's good.
Okay.
She liked it. But still not stoked between not talking about the nightmare, which she clearly knows you're going through something. So you just get back from her, be safe, with a little heart.
Got the emoji. You're in the clear.
Yep.
Um.
Griggs always comes back.
Mm.
So Griggs and Fields, you land in Sierra Vista, Arizona. Sierra Vista is Spanish for Mountain View. It is 75 miles southeast of Tucson and serves as the main commercial, cultural, and recreation hub for Kawakashi County. I'm good at this stuff. So,
Oh yeah.
Kawakashi.
cheese, something. Go cheese, baby. I don't know.
Go cheese.
Mhm.
And it is 15 miles southwest of Tombstone and 20 miles northwest of Bisbee and about 15 miles from the Mexican border. City in a low place, plains around it. The city's main driver for the economy is Fort Wu Chu Cha.
Yeah,
I'll be honest with you guys, not great with Spanish names and
you
stuff.
got it. You got it.
I fucking probably nailed that. It's a U.S. Army base.
You sound Indian, not Spanish.
Oh, probably. I don't know. You're probably more up on that than I am, Taylor.
I think that is Spanish because it looks
Ooh.
vaguely similar to
Yeah.
Chihuahua.
A U.S. Army base because of the connections with the military. The professional, scientific, and technical services sector is unusually large. Nearly half of all the jobs in Sierra Vista are government jobs. It's a town of about 45,000 people. So yeah, you guys are at a hotel on the edge of town. You guys both kind of get dropped with a taxi. At this point, Fields and Griggs definitely know each other. Kale, please describe what Griggs looks like and what he's wearing, please.
Griggs, this is like summer at this point, right?
I'll say it's like fall, like it is now.
Okay.
A little nippy, but can still be warm.
Yeah, Griggs is probably uncharacteristic for him being in Arizona. So he physically he is a tall man with broad shoulders. He looks like a fridge on stilts. With sandy blonde hair and a thick firefighter's mustache. And I think when he heard that he was going to Arizona, he busted out his best, like paint splattered denim work shorts and a nice tropical shirt.
Ooh, I'm seeing like all right? Birds or trees? What do we have? We have birds or trees on it.
I'm thinking toucans.
Ooh, I like it.
Got some nice toucans all over it.
He has like a light green button up toucan shirt on with some.
Yep. He's got aviators on.
There you go.
He's a Montana boy, so.
Fields. You see your buddy Griggs. Matthew, please describe to us what Griggs looks like. I'm sorry, what Fields looks like and what he's wearing.
Sure. One, I'll say Fields is a bit more happy than other missions. He's always happy on missions, but like now that he's on review and kind of on leave from work, he's more excited. He's probably wearing a t-shirt for the TV show Firefly.
Nice.
And then he wants to look prepared, so he wanted to get like a utility vest with tons of pockets and stuff and have things in them. But all he had was like a fishing vest with tons of pockets in them. So that's what he's wearing, and probably like those kind of orange sunglasses, like big ones.
Yeah. Like, I just like the idea that it's not even his fishing vest. It's like his dad's.
No.
It's
Yeah.
like his dad's. So there are actual there's fishing hooks on it. Everyone he'll he'll stick his hand in the wrong pocket and just get nipped. It's like shit.
Yeah, he keeps pulling random hooks. He goes up to Griggs and tries to do a secret handshake, but he forgot that he didn't tell Griggs the handshake.
So it's a mess. It's
What?
Greg goes in for it. All right, you guys. Can,
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So Fields is kind of short too, heavyset guy, shaggy hair.
Yeah.
You guys are greeted at the glass door, kind of there's the awning where cars pull in to unload their stuff. You guys are kind of standing there, and that's when you guys see Agent Happy. He is a man of middling height. He's thin but fit. You can see by the corded muscle still in his forearms. He's wearing thick Coke bottle glasses, and he has a pencil mustache. And he's wearing a dress shirt that's the first couple buttons are undone and the sleeves are rolled up, slacks, and he's wearing running shoes. Just as he walks out and greets you guys see a pretty beat up but running fine pickup truck pull into a spot. And he goes, Fields, Griggs. I believe this is our third. He sees seeing the truck pull into a spot. You get out of your truck, Taylor. Please describe to us what Foley looks like and what he's wearing.
A big old boy, about 6'3", 6'4", 250. Well, pulls up looking pretty much like Hank Hill.
Oh, yeah.
Gets out.
Jack Hank Hill.
Nice pair of Levi's, tucked in white shirt, cigarette hanging out his mouth, and a pair of those nice little shit kickers on. And he's got a jacket over his shoulder, just in case it gets a little chilly.
He kind of sees the man with the Coca bottle glasses, wave him over to the two other gentlemen. And he introduces you guys. Griggs, Fields, this is Foley. Foley, this is Griggs and Fields. These will be, on mission with you. You guys want to come inside?
After you, Chief.
Where'd you get that fishing jacket, buddy?
Oh, I just had it. It's I bring it every time. You can't be too careful.
Tries to stick his hands in his pocket, catches a hook. Fuck. You guys are brought into a banquet room. There's a laptop hooked up to one of those big pull-out screens. There's donuts and coffee, as there always is. He points at Griggs and Fields and is like, "I got your guys. They're the ones with the orange dipper in there, because I know what you guys like." Foley, I wasn't sure how you take your coffee, but I got sugar and there's some cream there. If you want it, and of course donuts.
Thank you, sir.
You gentlemen will have a seat. 4 days ago, a body was found in the trunk of a car on a road outside of town. The body was wrapped in plastic. The skull cracked open, and the brain gone. And you kind of see him hit the space key on his laptop, and a picture comes up on the projector screen. The first picture is a female body with a button-up top, jeans, no shoes, lying in the trunk of a car. Plastic sheets line the trunk. Dark hair falling over the face. Not much blood on the sheeting. Obviously, as you can see, we don't think she was killed in the car. We think she was put in it because there's not enough blood consistent with the wound. Clicks the thing again. It's a close-up of the face, which is near gone. Hard to make out. Blood, bone, and skin, and sinew falling into the void where the face was. Like I said, the skull was cracked open. The way the skull was open is think like a hammer-hitting tile. A hard point striking the forehead, causing chipping and cracking of the skull, making an opening the size of a quarter. And it just seemed to maybe got hit a couple more times. The odd part being the brain seemingly was sucked out. Sucked out being the key word. There are no scratch marks or anything inside the skull to show like a device or tool used to pull it out or scrape it out.
I spit up my coffee. So,
Happy kind of looks at you, kind of looks over, and then goes back to the screen. Clicks the second one. It's a close up of a tattoo, a rose and a snake kind of wrapped around each other. The local PD were able to identify the body by the tattoo on her hip. She is one Francesca Frankie Campbell of Sierra Vista, Arizona. She worked as a beer tender at a place called the Ugly Jackalope Brewing Co. Single, no criminal record. We're on this because we've seen patterns like this before. That's all I can say. Like I said, he brings back to the picture of the where the woman's face was. It seems to be a strong, straight punch right there in the forehead. It seems there's no metal scrapings or anything like that in the skull or the skin, so we're not quite sure what it was. You guys would go in, figure out if this is one of our things, and if it is, to find and eliminate. Any questions?
How old are these victims?
Well, we just got the one so far. Let me see.
Oh, yeah, sorry, victim.
He's looking through his paperwork. Miss Campbell was 31.
Do we have any more background on her at all?
No, single, no criminal record. We got her apartment, we got where she works. He kind of looks through his paperwork. She has a sister who lives in town, one Georgie Campbell, and she has a father who lives about 40 minutes away in a place called Benson, Arizona. One Frank Campbell. Georgie doesn't have a criminal record. Frank has a record, but it's for drug possession about 15 years back.
And you said we're on this case because you've encountered something like this before?
I have not personally, but the program has. Yes. That is my.
Did Benson get tagged for hard stuff or reefer?
The bus seemed to be for coke. Yeah, he lives in a trailer park, Sunny Grove, in Benson, Arizona. Outside of that, we found a license for a contracting business. Seems like a typical small town handyman kind of thing. Previously lived here in Sierra Vista, but moved in the last 10 years or so.
I think I've been shot at by enough trailer park drug dealers.
I'm in the background. Yeah, me too.
I think you started that firefight to be fair, Matt.
Someone had to.
The tension was too much.
Yeah.
Well, sooner we can wrap this up, the sooner I can go to Tombstone.
That's actually where I'm heading this afternoon. I'll let you know how it goes.
Are you gonna get some old Wild West photos taken?
I probably shouldn't, given the nature of why we're here. I'm just gonna look around.
That's a good point.
But hey, we get through this, maybe we all go down there and get one. That'll be fun.
Yep. We can all get sheriff's badges.
There we go.
There you go, exactly.
He said, right here is we have an address for her apartment, the address for her sister, her job, and her dad.
No boyfriend?
Nothing we can find. No, she seemed to be single. Her social media, like I said, we're only 4 days on this. A lot of that's gonna be up to you guys digging that up. Hopefully, this is just some unfortunate serial killer murder type, not one of our things. But like I said, we've seen a pattern like this before, and we want you guys to check it out.
I want to find her social media right now in the meeting.
All right, break out your laptop and then give me a computer science roll.
Ooh, Jesus, 74, so that's a fail.
Hey.
So you have it high enough that you get most of it anyways. That was just for certain stuff. That's like if you break into her actual profile, that kind of thing. So yeah, looking for social media. She had her Instagram is a lot of pictures of her on random vacations. You see some of her in like Florida, Miami. You know, oh now she's in Palm Beach and blah blah blah. Oh Europe. You don't see any men ever in the photos. There's always like her smiling like the camera. She has a decent following. Every once in a while, you'll see pictures of paintings of hers. Because like in like her bio says artist, and like the quote she has is sweet but wild at heart. Yeah, and then like the last post she had is a picture of her standing in front of a sign that says the Ugly Jackalope Brewing Co. There's a logo. The logo is a jackalope standing under a starry desert sky. Is holding a mug of beer, clearly intoxicated. And she says, "Come and see me." And then she basically has like Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Could I do like an occult roll on like the jackalope?
If you want to, yeah.
If I know anything about the area and the jackalope.
This is all going down on his computer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
just making
failed that.
sure. I don't want to like be able to like jump in. I want to make sure he's the one. It's not like we're all witnessing this.
Yeah. So I failed the occult roll.
Nope. Yeah. You don't see anything.
Okay. What are the paintings of? Her paintings.
Give me a second. Yeah, her paintings are. I need to be better about that. Okay. Her paintings are just a lot of weird imagery. I'll actually send you guys some.
Whoops, whoopsie, whoops, whoopsie.
I'm also gonna.
Whoops,
I'll turn my
whoopsie,
laptop to
whoops,
both
whoops, whoopsie, whoops,
Griggs and
whoopsie,
Foley to
and
show the
whoops,
artwork.
Whoops, whoopsie,
So it's a lot of, like, really
whoops, whoopsie, and whoops,
disturbing imagery, but it's
whoops, whoopsie, whoops, whoopsie,
nothing
and
you haven't
whoops,
seen
whoopsie,
before.
whoops,
It's
whoopsie, whoops, whoopsie,
typically,
whoops,
like,
whoopsie, and
wanna
whoops,
be
whoopsie,
deep,
whoops, whoopsie, whoops, whoopsie,
kind of
whoops,
longing,
whoopsie,
sadness
whoops,
sort of stuff. But fairly good. Not bad.
Anything that resembles the tattoo?
No.
No. Okay.
Any other questions, gentlemen? I'm trying to catch the OK Corral shootout.
Let me know who wins.
You
I don't really think of anything.
okay, I guess you don't know. It's
That was sarcasm.
Gotcha.
I've watched Tombstone.
fantastic.
I've watched Tombstone probably 13, 14 times.
I watched it last night. I got here early. I didn't. Sort of a history buff.
Well,
You can clear
think
Happy
that's all
wants
I
to
have
talk
for
more about Cowboys.
All right, can you give me a break? So, what's the breakdown of what we did figure out so far?
So all you guys know so far is she's local to Sierra Vista. She is single. She's a bartender, but seems to have traveled to Europe, New York, Miami, all over the country on a Beertender salary where she works 3 days a week, which is tough. She has a sister in town. She has a dad. Her dad was busted for a drug possession 15 years ago. No big deal. Not like moving weight either. It was like a bag of coke. She wants to be an artist, and she worked at a place called the Ugly Jackalope Brewing Co.
And where are we at right now? We're just sitting in a room.
You're sitting in a
At
banquet
our
room
hotel?
in a hotel.
Right.
Are the cops over this or?
Local police is investigating. Yeah.
I say we go to the bar.
I was thinking that
I
too.
mean, you go to this whore bar and check out how this is happening, or at least maybe get an idea Like, what kind of clientele does this bar serve? Is it
Well, it's a brewery.
Is it
It's a brewing
the,
company.
Yeah, it's a brewery.
Yeah.
Or-
Griggs is gonna get a nice IPA.
well, okay, so they're still they have clientele. Are they the eyes wide shut kind? Yeah. Are they?
Is it a secret
is it-
sex cult brewery?
Or is it a guy? Or is it a guy who shows up with a tractor with a massive trailer, ready to come grab a bunch of barrels of beer? You know what I'm saying? I say we go down there and see how this lady was affording this whore's lifestyle.
Dude, I just
Yeah.
love the idea of a sex cult built around a brewery. Just a bunch of pudgy people, slightly
Oh.
bloated.
So,
Just
hey,
burping
ain't
constantly.
nobody here allergic to gluten, all right?
I knew.
You coming in here.
I knew I should have had the milk stout.
Oh man, I'm all backed up.
I'll clear you out. Come on down.
Oh, I knew I shouldn't have trusted the sushi food truck. We're in a landlocked state. What was I thinking?
Outside of the brewery, yeah. Damn,
That's hilarious.
damn my curiosity.
Oh, the imperial milk stouts. Oh, it messed me up. It messed up my stomach. I'm having a lot of bubbling. I'll still participate, but you guys stay away from the back door if you know what I mean.
I'm gonna sit the next one out.
Yeah, there's a lot of gross sounds. That'd be fun. That's like the only orgy you would go to where there's cheese fries. Like cheese fries and wings. I told you we're not doing buffalo wings again. All right? Buffalo wings got some buffalo sauce, got some orifices. It was a rough week for some people. So yeah, you guys
All right,
have
to the
so-
brewery.
So you guys have the brewery.
Plan.
You have addresses for her sister, her dad. You have her apartment. And of course you can also go see the body if you would like. But you guys don't have an inn yet. So you guys would have to figure out an inn if you're gonna go see the body. You guys can try to establish that if you would like. But you have to talk more to Hap about that. And again, Hap is pressed. He has to drive 40 minutes to Tombstone. All right, he wants to catch that 12 o'clock OK Corral shootout. That's the best one of the day.
Yeah.
I knew him, baby. I don't know. I'm trying to think of an inn to get into this fucking morgue in the middle of Arizona.
I feel like we got to know more about her, though. I mean, like,
Yeah, I think brewery first sounds a good idea. We can interview her coworkers and all that.
yeah, see what's up with the brewery owner, maybe.
Yeah, and then I say I gotta talk to her sister. That's it. That's it. I don't think her dad's gonna be able to tell us too much.
Yeah,
He
I
probably
agree with that.
stopped talking to her after he clicked on her
She
OnlyFans link by accident.
doesn't
So I
have
doubt-
an OnlyFans link. She wants to be an artist, dude. This might be a nice
Okay.
lady. We don't know.
How many artists do you know that don't have OnlyFans links?
To be fair, me and you we go to very different bars than this nice brewery.
I go to the right bar. I'm going to plenty good establishments. All right. But yeah, I think the sister and the brewery are probably the best bets.
So he tosses an envelope on the conference table. Inside are 3 cell phones. They have each other's number and a number to a burner I have. There's keys inside. The keys belong to a Lincoln Town car outside. Off book the car. Just try not to get pulled over because the paperwork it's at a glance is passable, but if you guys are speeding and if they run it through the system, it could be a problem. And there's some weapons in the trunk. I got you 2 handguns and a shotgun, in case, you know. All right, I got like a 40-minute drive ahead of me. I'm out of here.
I give.
All right, yeah, go, please. Don't let us keep you.
I'll see
I
you
give
photos.
Happy. I give Happy a plastic sheriff's badge, and I tell him, I stole this when I was 7 years old from the Tombstone place. I want you to return it for me.
You've been carrying this for. Because what fucking
Everywhere.
Fields is 40, I think. That's hilarious.
You don't?
I've been carrying this for 30 years. I'm 41 years old.
You
Waiting to find a
Time to set
person
things
who was
right.
going.
Cast it into the fire.
Slip it back into the gift shop, please.
Right. All right. Good luck, gentlemen. And he steps out. So what's our next step, boys?
You guys want to do brewery first?
Yeah, I'd say so.